Hello everyone, myself Shanawaz. Once again I welcome you to my biology class. Students, in the last video we have discussed about the one of the phylum from the animal kingdom, that is what phylum Aschelminthes. Okay, so in today's video we are going to discuss the one more phylum from the animal kingdom, that is what phylum Annelida. Students, we are all discussing about the different types of animals which are present on the earth, which are being grouped under a several groups. In that we have seen the number of phylums. Okay. Now phylum Annelida is also one of the specialized group of animals which are little higher than the remaining phylums which we have discussed in the previous classes. Okay. Now here Annelida is basically going to the word which is being extracted from the annelus. Annelus means what, students? Here little rings. Little rings means basically it is going to have rings on its body surface. This is usually called as segmentation, we call, students. Later on we will study about this. So these, because of rings, it is being named as what? Annelida. So there are about 10,000 species we are going to find on the earth. Basically the Annelida are about 10,000 species. Okay. Now the word Annelida was given by the scientist, that is Lamarck. Students, he is a very famous evolutionist who has given several theories on the evolution. Lamarck. He has given this in the year of 1809 the name Annelida, students. Okay. This is what some brief introduction regarding about the phylum Annelida. Let's begin with its general characteristics. What exactly phylum Annelida explains, what important characteristics it is going to show. Okay. Let's see. First one, they are aquatic. Students, as the word you already know, aquatic, it doesn't mean that it is a water living organism. Means these group of animals are going to live inside the water as well as terrestrial. Terrestrial means what, students? Here basically they are going to live on the land, students. Okay. Moreover, in aquatic animals, aquatic of these group of animals, they may be live as aquatic in the aquatic. They may be live marine, students. Even some of them are also going to live in the freshwater forms. Students. Okay, so the marine group of animals, example we can give what here? Nereis. Some other group of animals are even going to be seen in the freshwater, as we are going to see the leech. Leech is one of the example of Annelida which is going to live in a freshwater. Apart from this, we are also going to see the terrestrial animals. In terrestrial animals, we are going to see the examples like what here? Earthworm. Earthworm is the best example for the terrestrial Annelida, students. So it means what? Annelida are going to live in water as well as on the land, on both sides. Okay. Now, most Annelida are free living, some parasitic. Students, free living indicates what? They can live on their own in the surrounding. They need not to be dependent upon any other, means host body. So they are going to live freely in the atmosphere. Like best example, earthworm. Earthworm are basically going to consider as what? Free living organisms. Okay, where they are also considered as what here? Farmer's friend, because they play a very important role in the soil fertility. Understood? That's reason they are going to be considered as what? Farmer's friend. They are free living. As parasitic, we can see the example leech, which is one of the blood sucker, which is going to suck the blood from other animals, especially human beings. As you all also experienced whenever you go to the water body near, means like rivers, lakes, ponds and all those things. Okay. Now, next characteristics here, bilateral symmetry, triploblastic, eucoelomel. Students, this is very important characteristics what we are going to see. Bilateral symmetry means body can be cut into two equal halves by only one plane, students. That is going to be considered as what here? Bilateral symmetry. Whereas triploblastic as usual, you are also know about this, as it is going to have what? 3 germ layers: outer ectoderm, middle mesoderm and inner endoderm we are going to see. Okay. Now Next group is what here, means next character is what here, that is eucoelomate. Students, as in the previous group of animals like Aschelanthes, we have seen the animals are pseudocoelomate, that is what you call false coelom we call. But from Annelida onwards, what the animals are going to come, all are going to show the coelom. Body cavity is present, as the body wall and gut wall is lined by mesoderm. Such cavity is called as what? Coelom. Coelom we call, students, here. Okay, but it is going to be somewhat different word, no? Eucoelom. What does it mean? Eucoelom is nothing but true coelom. True means they are the animals who begin to show the coelomic cavity, students. That's reason they are going to be considered as what here? Eucoelomate animals. So basically Annelida onwards, what the animals are going to come, they are basically going to show what? Coelomic cavity. Now, body is elongated. Moreover, you can observe this is the simple diagram I have drawn of the phylum Annelida's one of the example, that is earthworm. Okay, where it is going to show the rings on its body surface, as well as the body is elongated, which is going to be moreover tube-like structure, long in structure. Okay, so elongated body structure is going to be found. One more important character is what here? Metamerically segmented. What do you mean by metamerically segmented, students? Students, if you observe the linings on the body surface of this earthworm, you can observe all the linings will be in a equal, equal size. All the linings which are being drawn, okay, they are going to form what are equal segments. So body has many equal segments. So if it is having many equal segments, no, this segmentation is called as what? Metamerically segmentation. So body can be cut externally and internally in equal parts, then such segmentation is going to be considered as what, students, here? Metamerically segmentation we call. Okay, very important definition, students, you have to remember this. So phylum Annelida is one of the group of animal which is going to show what here? Metamerically segmentations. That's reason even Annelida are also called as what? Segmented worms. Annelida are also called as what, students, here? Segmented worms we call. Okay, now next character, see. Digestive system is complete. Again the word come here, complete. Whenever you get the complete, okay, where the digestion is complete, such body plan is going to consist of what? Two separate openings, that is mouth and anus. So here is a mouth, here is a anus, where basically these group of animals are going to possess two separate openings, mouth and anus. So digestive system is going to be complete here. Next thing is what here? Digestion is extracellular. Students, what do you mean by extracellular? Extra means outside, cellular means cell, outside the cell. Suppose if the digestion is occurring outside the cell in a body, such digestion is going to be considered as what here? Extracellular we call, students. So basically what you can say? Extracellular we call. Now next is respiration through body surface. Students, this group of animals are moreover does not show any specialized organ for the respiration. No doubt the body of this group of animal is organ level of organization, even though there is a special respiratory organs are totally absent. That's reason it is going to respire with the help of what, students, here? Body surface. So body surface act as respiratory organ, so they are going to respire, exchange of their gases through the body surface. Apart from this, body surface is covered by cuticle. Cuticle is what? It is a cuticularized structure where it is going to form a layer around, a thin waxy layer is going to form around the body surface. If you see earthworm, if you hold earthworm in your hand, even you have seen some shiny surface of its body. It is because of what, students? It is cuticle, presence of cuticle. Even this cuticle is basically going to protect the body of these individuals from the external surroundings. Even whenever it is going to be present inside the water, it should not harm these organisms body. That's the reason this cuticle is going to protect. Now, excretion. Excretion takes place by nephridia. This is a specialized excretory organ of Annelida, students. We have seen in the Aschelminthes protonephridia we have seen, but pro means what? Underdeveloping nephridia. But inside the Annelida, we can observe a fully developed excretory organ called as what? Nephridia. These nephridia are mainly going to help in what? Osmoregulation. As in my previous video also I have explained you about the osmoregulation. Osmoregulation is nothing but maintaining the water and salt balance inside the body. That is going to be considered as what? Osmoregulation. Maintaining water and salt level means what, students? Here means what amount of water has to be excrete, what amount of water has to be remain in the body will be maintained by this group of animals. That process is called as what here? Osmoregulation. Now, it has closed type of circulatory system. Student, in whole invertebrate phylums, Annelida is only the one group which is going to show the closed type of circulatory system, as in this group there are well developed blood vessels are going to be seen. So the circulation, the flow of blood mainly take place with the help of what, students? Here blood vessels. Okay, that is what it is going to be considered as what here? Closed type of circulatory system. Next, here locomotion. Locomotion or locomotory organs are setae. Annelida is one of the specialized animal group where the animals of different habitat shows the different types of what do you call locomotory organs. As you will see in the example, setae. Setae are the locomotory organ of earthworm, as earthworm is a terrestrial animal. As I said you, leech, which is a blood sucker, which is going to have what? Suckers to hold the host body so that it can suck the blood. It is going to have a suckers here. Moreover, Nereis, which is one of the marine what do you call Annelida, going to show the what do you call locomotory organ as what here? Parapodia. Parapodia are the locomotory organ of Nereis. Understood? So these are the different locomotory organs which will be found in the what do you call Annelida based on their habitat. Habitat you can say. They are hermaphrodite. One more word, students, here. Hermaphrodite. As previously also I have explained you about this concept. Hermaphrodite are nothing but bisexual. The animals which bear both the sexes in a same individual, such organisms are going to be considered as what here? Hermaphrodite, or we can say what here? Bisexual. Shows the sexual reproduction. Moreover, they are basically going to perform the process of sexual reproduction. But one important process which what we are going to see in the group of Annelida is, moreover, they will exchange their gametes, students. Okay, being sexual reproduction, moreover, even being bisexual, students, hermaphrodite, they cannot use its own gametes. It will always exchange its gametes for the process of reproduction. Okay, now finally what? Annelida are oviparous. Moreover, they lay the eggs. The animals which lay the eggs are called as what? Oviparous, we said. Okay, now eggs are laid. Where these eggs are being stored or laid? In ootheca, or it is also called as what? Cocoons, or it is also called as what here? Egg case. It is nothing but clitellum. Clitellum. So there is a one specialized structure in the phylum Annelida group of animals we are going to see, that is the structure called as clitellum. You can just observe on the diagram, students, here. This yellow color structure what I have drawn, this yellow color structure is called as what here? Clitellum. This is the structure where it is going to store the eggs which are being released by the phylum Annelida group of animals. Now, where do this clitellum is present? If you see the segments, so segments of the each what do you call Annelida, if you just numberize 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, if you go on see, this clitellum is present in the segmentum 40, 50 and 16 segment included clitellum. It means 14th segment, 15th segment and 16th segment, all the 3 segments all together called as what here? Clitellum. Student, this word you should remember, very important for the competitive part, as clitellum is basically going to 3 segments conjugate forms what here? Clitellum, which mainly helps in what here? Storing of eggs. It is one of the eggs are being laid inside the clitellum, students. Eggs are basically laid or stored under the clitellum. Finally, what? Fertilization is external. Moreover, the fertilization always occurs outside the body. Okay, so they cannot internally fertilize their gametes. Usually it happens outside the body. That's what external fertilization. So this is what all about the different characteristics of phylum Annelida. Let's look on some of the examples of phylum Annelida with their scientific names, students. This is very important for competitive part, where sometimes the questions are being asked on the scientific names. Okay, now earthworm, farmer's friend, which is usually called as what here scientifically? Lumbricana. Okay, leech, hirudine or hirudinaria, the word will come, hirudine. Nereis vexillosa and Aphrodite aculeata. This is the scientific name of Aphrodite animal. So these all are the animals that belongs to the group of phylum Annelida, students. So hope you all have got the concept regarding about the phylum Annelida. Suppose if you got any kind of doubt in any of the character, please comment in the comment box. Okay, if you like my videos, please hit the like button. Okay, thank you.